Hi everyone, my name is Sneha Suresh, and thank you for coming to my poster today. Today we'll be looking at feature priming guidance in regards to visual search. Previous research has shown that features from the last item you looked at influences the next item that you look at. Looking at the image on this slide, you see that there are three proposed sources of guidance of attention. Today we'll be focusing on selection history, or priming. So there are multiple factors that guide search. But first, before we get into the factors that actually guide search, what about unguided search? In unguided search, observers attend at random until they find the target. If you look at the two trials next to the unguided search, you will find that it's hard to find the letter T because it looks similar to the letter L's and it is the same color. If you look towards the graph on the right, reaction time, or how fast you figure out if there is a T in the trial or not, as a function of set size, the number of items on the screen, we see that the slope is twice as steep as when there is not a T in comparison to when there is a T. Two types of guidance where much research has been done about is bottom-up guidance and top-down guidance. Bottom-up guidance, or also known as physical salience, is when there is a pop-out approach. Here in this bottom-up guidance example, the observer's attention is immediately grabbed by the one salient item, which turns out to be the T. It's very easy to determine if there is a T or if there's not a T, therefore there is no slope change. In the top-down guidance example, observers are told that the T is red. Their search then becomes more efficient than in the unguided case because they do not need to attend to the black items. Here, there is indeed a slope change and allows for sustained priming. Today, however, we focus on selection history or priming and how it guides search. Imagine that you are searching for T's. Would it matter if the T on the next trial was the same as the T on the previous trial? Color could stay the same and repeat, also known as a run, or it could change, also known as a switch. We would expect the reaction times to be faster on run trials than switch trials due to priming. If the previous target color does indeed prime the next search, the effect could be transient, like salience, or sustained, like top-down guidance. We hypothesize that priming effects are transient and not sustained. Overall, there are three predictions that guidance by priming could happen. 1, nothing could happen at all, and switch and run could look exactly the same. 2, priming could guide the first deployment of attention, causing transient priming, and then the run trials to have faster reaction times in all set sizes. And 3, priming could guide search to the previous color, allowing for sustained priming and a slope change. In experiment 1, we looked at finding the letter T in an array of L's in two conditions. In the first condition, observers were asked to swipe right or left depending on if the T was red or green. In the localized condition, observers were asked to localize the letter T and then click on it. If you look at these graphs, on the x-axis we have set size, and on the y-axis we show reaction time. Blue dots show the run trial data, while yellow dots show the switch trial data. As you can see, run reaction times are somewhat faster than the switch reaction times. This clearly shows an additive effect. We can also see that there is no sign of a slope change. This pattern of results is consistent with transient guidance, where the first deployment of attention is biased towards the preceding color target. However, it is not consistent with sustained guidance to that color throughout the search. In experiment 2, we changed the switch probability or the transition probability from 50% to 25%. This means that there is a 75% chance that the next trial has the same color as the previous trial, allowing for the previous trial to be predictive of the color of the next trial. Here again, we found that there were additive effect of priming, and there was no evidence for a change in slope, thus showing further evidence for transient priming. In the last experiment, we added another color to the stimuli, and we also added a guided control conditions to see what real color guidance could look like. Here, the task slightly differed, and observers were asked to determine if the T stem was tilted left or right. In the unguided condition, the T was all three colors, so red, black, and green, while in the guided condition, observers were told that the T was always red. Here again, we found clear additive effect of priming and no evidence of sustained guidance, which is further proven by the fact that the guided control has a significant slope difference in comparison to the switch and run trials. Thus, this further proves that this is evidence for transient priming when it comes to priming or selection history and not sustained priming. Overall, prior selection history may prime the first deployment of attention to go to the prime feature, or transient priming. However, there is no evidence for sustained guidance to that feature over the entire duration of the search. Thank you for coming to my poster, and have a good day.